Good morning, everybody. Today's video, we have a bunch of things going on. We are still trying to get Earl to turn around good in this trailer. And so I'm trying a few different things, and I'll show you more of that later on in the video. But right now, I think I'm going to just take Earl out without his harness on and see how he spins this morning in that trailer. And then we'll go on to loading, we end up selling our cows this week, so we've got a little clip of that, and then yeah, we'll be jumping around a little bit here and there on today's video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me show you how things are going with Earl. But he's dirty too. So what I want to try this morning is I'm going to come up to the trailer. I'm going to spin him once. Come here. The idea of spinning him outside is a good idea, but it still won't change the fact that the trailer is different. As you can see, we're still having troubles spinning him around. And just because his harness is on, it's not the only issue. He still doesn't want to spin even without his harness on, so that's not an issue. Come on, get up there. Get up there. We thought for a little while that maybe Bill is shorter than Earl, and so that's why Bill can turn around easier, but that's not the case. We actually measured them and they're both the same length. And we know there's plenty of room in there. It's just the idea in his head, he has to figure this out. And he spins fine and he'll get better and better. But even in this video, we'll show a little bit more of what we've done and how we've practiced turning in this trailer. So anyways, let's go on to our next thing on this video, which is about our cattle. At the end of our video, we've even got a little bit more of our haying, which is basically probably done for the year.
It's about 7:30 at night. Lady and Libby are enjoying some quietness in the pasture. But over here in the corner, there's some activity going on. A buyer for some of our cattle has showed up, and they are taking 5 cow and calf pairs tonight. We have got them all sectioned off, and hopefully they load well tonight. We'll see how it goes. This buyer wanted all the red cows and calves that we have, so that's what's going. We're gonna have a predominantly black herd now. We wanted to pare down a little bit, and so that's how we're doing it.
Built this cage for his payloader, so when they come out of the barn, he can shut the barn door and he can push them on. Well, when this is open, that track hangs over.
can hear the scuffle in there. There's a lot of them loaded up. These cows are not going to auction. They're going to someone's own farm who is increasing their herd, which is nice.
This video was taken over several days, and this was the next day after we shipped the cattle. And here we are practicing with Earl to turn in the trailer. And he's still not cooperating very well, so I'm bringing the gate over, hoping that would shove his butt over, and it doesn't. But I realize I have something that's not quite the best anyways. My green rope that he is hitched to with his halter is too tight, so it will not allow him to turn. So I need to adjust that differently. So he's still tied to his halter, where he will be tied when he's completely ready to go. But I need to go and lengthen out the green rope so that has more ability to allow him to turn that. So here we are the next day on our way to the woods again, and I thought I'd try something new today. I brought him up and I tied him with the green rope in a little bit different spot than he was tied, and I thought, well, maybe he'd actually spin around by himself. So I decided I'm just going to leave him there and go put the harness on Baron and just give him a little bit of time. And here we are 2 minutes later and nothing happened. So that obviously did not work. So I'm back in here. I'm going to try to push him around and get him in his spot. If this trailer was an actual draft horse trailer, it would be considerably wider and he'd have a lot more room to be able to turn. And with this door sticking out like this, it's actually about 6 inches, makes it about 6 inches narrower than it already is. So it is a little bit of a hard situation that we're dealing with.
Get around. Hey. Hey. Now get around. Get down. Get around. Earl, get over there. Hey. Get over.
This is definitely one of those situations where it's going to really try my patience, and I'm going to have patience to make this work. And I know he'll get the hang of it. It's just going to take time.
Earl, get over. Get your butt over there. You got plenty of room. Oh, it's not that hard. Come here. Good boy. Get there. Come on. Oh. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Come on. Come here. Get it over there. Oh.
So here we are, the first part of the week. We're mowing our probably last field of hay down for the year. And I hired Andy, my neighbor, to come down and help me mow it. I'm mowing with my big mower, and he brought his team and his mower, and we got it done in a short period of time. And then 2 days later, I'm out raking with Earl and Baron. Our dry summer is continuing, and it is really taking its toll on the hay. Our second cutting is just so poor. It looks like even in the next few weeks it's still supposed to stay dry. So what I'm doing here is I went around the field twice to make a double windrow, and then I'm turning around and going back the opposite way and raking more hay into that tiny little windrow. But I'm also leaving a little gap, so I really have kind of two little windrows, and then tomorrow I will rake the windrow together and hopefully bale it.
Come here, Skip.
So today was these two. So this morning I took one load of logs with Bill and Duke, and then I came back down, swapped teams, went up and got a load of logs with these two. They just finished raking for 3.5 hours non-stop, and all they want to do is run home. Pretty good shape they're in. Check that. Get a drink. was an awful big field. A lot of raking for very, very, very little hay. Well guys, I know my horses were thirsty, but I'm thirsty too. So let's call it a night. You guys have a great night and we'll see you next time.